let's move to the most important thing. Like we have discussed already, how we can find the prime numbers from 1 to n in n root n. Is there any way where we can further optimize it? So let's discuss it. So which is called sieve, something of a very complex spelling, sieve of Eratosthenes, and let's call it sieve. Okay. So sieve is some algo. It's very simple. Initially, when someone told me, "Yeah, we are going to learn sieve," I was very thrilled. "Yeah, it will be very complicated or so." But just forget the name and let's try to analyze how we can solve it. So let's say again the problem is find prime numbers from 1 to n. The same problem we were having earlier. Let's for now simply n is 20. Let's keep n is equal to 20. Okay. So how can we solve it in lesser than n root n? So let's see one approach. So just make one empty array. Don't even think it as of array. Let's say we have something like this. So we have some 20 numbers, 0, 1, or even better. 1 second, I would like to solve it much more. So let's say you don't even have some array and you don't know anything about computers. So what you know is you have some 20 numbers. So I'm just writing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 and 20. Right? So right now all the black numbers are here from 1 to 20. We only know that 1 is not a prime number. So I'm just circling it. Basically, if a number is circled, it means it is not a prime number. Okay. So right now, I don't know anything about prime numbers. All I know is that every number is prime for me. So because no one is circled, so let's assume every number is a prime. Okay. So if a number, so we'll start from 2. We will see if it is not circled, then we will mark it as a prime. Basically, it is a prime for me forever. So we'll start from 2. So I see, yeah, there is no circle on 2. So yes, it is a prime. So I don't know any definition, but I know, yeah, if there is no circle on 2, it is a prime number. Okay. So 2 is a prime. But one thing now I can say, yeah, if 2 is a prime, then 2 into 2 will not be a prime number, right? Because it is dividing by 2. Similarly, 2 into 3 will not be a prime number. 2 into 4 will not be a prime number, and all the multiples of 2 will not be a prime number. Okay. So I saw here 2 is a prime number. Now what I can do is, what I absolutely know is its multiple are not prime numbers. So I will mark them. Yeah, these are not prime numbers. So 2 into 2, 4. This is not a prime number. 2 into 3, 6. It is not a prime number. 2 into 4, 8 is not a prime number. And similarly, I will mark all the multiples of 2. Yeah, these are not my prime numbers. Okay. So iteration is complete for 2. This process is complete for 2. Now move further. So we are iterating from initially. Now we move to 3. So we see here there is no circle again on 3. So 3 is also a prime number. But again, I'll do the same procedure for 3 also. I will mark all the multiples of 3 as non-prime. So 3 ka first multiple is 6, which is already circled. You can circle it again, solve it. Then 9, let's circle it. Then 12 is already circled. 15, let's circle it. Okay, till now. And 18 is already circled. So yes. Now the interesting part. Now I will come to 4. But I know that it is already circled. So I don't need to mark its multiple because it is not a prime number. So I'm only repeating the iteration for prime numbers. Okay. Now let's move to 5. I will see here, okay, 5 is not circled, means it's a prime number. So I will mark it multiple. 10 is circled, and 10, 15 is circled, 20 is circled, and we will go till the end. So 6 is not a prime number. 6 is not a prime number. Let's ignore. 7 is prime number. So we'll circle the 7 things. And after you do this whole iteration, for every number you will check. At the end, you will be only left behind with the prime numbers. So those numbers which are not circled yet are prime numbers. Let's check once again. Is 2 the prime number? Yes. Is 3 the prime number? Yes. 4 is circled, so it cannot be prime. 5 is not circled, but it's a prime number. 7 is a prime number. 11 is a prime number. 13 is a prime number. 17 is a prime number. And 19 is a prime number. Right? So we found the prime number. So is this algorithm clear, first of all? Not just don't think about the code or anything. Is this logic clear?
So can you just repeat the later part after 6?
Okay. So we are doing this. Instead of writing chat, you can just speak anyway. Okay. So this part is same for every number. I'll just do one more iteration for very small numbers. Let's assume we only want to calculate it 10. So 1, 2, 3. What I did is we have 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. So these are 10 numbers which I don't know. But I only know is what I know is here this. My blue color. So okay. So what I know is one. Yeah. So what I know is that 1 is not a prime number. So that's for sure I know. So rest for all the other numbers, I don't know anything. So all the numbers which are not circled for me are prime initially. So I'll start iterating from 2. I will go till end. So first of all, let's start with 2. So 2 is not circled, so it means it's a prime number. So after getting a prime number, I will just mark it multiples. So 2 ke multiple is 4. Basically 2 into 2, 2 into 3, 2 into 4, and so on. So 2 into 4 cannot be prime number because it is dividing by 2. So I am just circling them. So basically I am just eliminating those numbers which are dividing by 2. Now so this iteration is complete. Now I will go to 3. So 3 ke liye 3 is a prime number because it is not circled. I will mark its multiple. So 3 ka first multiple is 6, which is already circled. So let's see. Lights up. Then 9 is not circled. Let's circle it. Then go to 4. Now 4 is already circled. So you don't need to repeat this method for that. So just ignore 4. We will not do anything for 4. We will not mark multiples of 4 as non-prime. Then go to 5. So 5 is a prime number because it is circled. It is not circled. So just mark its multiple non-prime, which is 10, and it's already. So once you do this for all of this, let's go to 6. 6 we ignore. Then go to 7. 7 does not have the multiple in this area. So 7 is also completed. 8 is not a prime. 9 is not a prime. 10 is not. So after you complete this whole iteration, you will only left behind with prime numbers, which are not. So basically all the numbers that are not circled yet are always prime numbers. So 2, 3, 5, and 7. So these all are prime numbers. Is this clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So let's write so basically this logic is same. Just let us think here, how can we write a code for it? Because right now it's very simple. I'm just doing some circling and I have a pen. But now how will I write a code? So I just repeat this example for this smaller one, 10. Let's assume you have an array which is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We don't need last block. So again, we did, so initially no one was circled, but we cannot circle in a code. So what we are doing is I'm just marking everything as 0. So this is a circle for me. Okay, so 0 means a number is not prime. 0 means a number is prime. So what we know is, so I'll just write over here, 0 means number is prime. 1 means number is not prime. So initially I only know that 0 is not a prime number and 1 is not a prime number. So I'm just marking at 1. But all these numbers are prime for me. Again, I'll do the same thing. I'll just iterate from 2 to 10. So first I'll pick 2. I'll see it's 0. So it's a prime number. So I'll mark it multiples. So if multiple is 0. So first multiple is 2 into 2, which is 4. So I'll mark it as 1 because now it's not a prime number. Then 6 ko I will mark 1. 8 ko I will mark 1. And 10 ko I will mark 1. So I'm just doing the same thing that I did earlier in a form of coding. So earlier I was just marking circles. Now I'm just using my 0 and 1. Now I'll go to 3. I'll see here 3 is a prime number because it has 0. So I'll mark 3 multiples as 1. So 3 का first multiple is 6, which is already 1. Then I'll come to 9. I'll mark it as 1. Then 4. Now I'll see here 4 is already 1. Like earlier I saw here 4 is already circled by blue color. Similarly, I see here 4 is already 1, which is it is not a prime number. So I'll just leave it. Then I go to 5. I see here 5 is a prime number because it has 0 as its value. So I'll just mark its its multiples as 1. Write it and so on. After the completion of this part, I will get some array. So at whatever index the number is 0, it is a prime, and the number where we are having 1, it is a non-prime number. Is this clear? It's the same thing like hello.
Yes, sir, clear.
So let's quickly write the code for it. One second. Let's just copy. Let me do the copy part here. I did in afternoon. Okay. We're doing it better as of now. So I'm just writing the code for whatever we have discussed in the notebook. So initially what we did is we took an array till 10. Let's say take till 10. So I just always take some extra numbers to save some memory. To not save, to get rid of those runtime error generally get. Now, so a number will come. So let's say we are calculating the number till 10. So in n is 10 over here. Now what we did is we have to write always a function. So because I generally write these as a function is because in future you can use it. So what I used to do is I just used to copy these codes in my some folder, so that whenever a question require some part, let's say I'll just discuss it after writing the code. So C basically is telling you have to calculate the number till 10. So let's pass this. And C basically void because we are not returning anything. And n. So we have to calculate the prime numbers from 1 to n. So this P will tell me. So I'll just write if as a comment, if P of I is 0, it means prime. P of I is 1, non-prime. So as you know, global array is always 0 for every index. So initially everything is prime. So I know here P of 0 is not a prime number, that I am doing manually. So these are my base condition that I know here P of 0 is not a prime number and 1 is also not a prime number. So I'm just marking as 1. Now we discuss this, we have to iterate something. Just so like we did in the notebook, we just started with 2. We went till 10 and in this case this same. So this is that part. We'll just check. Now what we did is we first check that if the number is circled or not. Okay, so circle for us is if the value is P of I is 0. Basically, if the number is prime, then we were just marking the multiples, right? So implement you can do it any way. So I generally do like this. So if the number is prime, I'm just marking it multiples as 1. So this multiple will be I into j. So I'll go till n. So I'll just do P of I into j as 1. J plus plus. And I guess that's all. So let's look at it once again. First run and then there might be some mistake also. So first run it and then we will see how it is working. Let's print this array. So I'm printing the value of I. If it is 0, it's a prime, and if it is 1, then it's not prime. P of I. Okay, let's run it. Some error. Okay, I generally declare function below, so I have to declare it. Of I am using here. One second. Did I miss something? What did this error say? Oh, I forgot the I. Okay, so let's see if it's correct. Okay, so now we can see. So we have got some array that we've discussed. If you compare it with this, if you compare it with this array, so again 0 is 0, we are not printed. 1 is not a prime number, 2 is a prime number, 3 is a prime number, 4 is not a prime number, 5 is a prime number, and 7 is a prime number. And 10 is not a prime number because we have to mark it also.
Less than equal to and while.
Yes. So basically, yes, it should be less than equal to because we are not for 5, we are not marking it.
And n in for loop.
Sorry. Oh,
The for, yeah.
Q. Okay, so now it's perfect. So let's see again if you have just got confused with this small code. Yeah, how we are doing it. Let's just go through this again. So it's very simple. If you're getting confused right now, you can just go through the video after the lecture. Okay. So now let's look at this. So we started from 2. If you see in the video, sorry, there it is. We started from this 2 and then we just went through it. So we started from 2. Initially everything is prime. Then we mark 0 and 1 as non-prime. So basically we have marked them as 1. Now we started from 2. Then we saw here if it is 0, basically if it is a prime, then I am just marking the multiple. You can mark your multiple in any code. It's up to you. Don't just copy my code and you can write all you know. Basically what it is doing is, it is just marking the multiples. So just try run for 1, 2 things. So let's say if I is 3, I am starting from j as 2 because the multiples of I will be I into 2, I into 3. So I'm starting from 2, then I'm marking it as I into j is equal to 1 and I'm increasing the j. So it's simple. I'm just running this part. Is this clear? It's very simple. If it is clear, then I can go, right?
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Okay. So that's how we can get the, so after the whole procedure, I got an array which is telling me now if I just want to print the prime numbers till 1 to n, I can just directly write if p of I is equal to 0, then just print I. Here it is. Let's just 2, 3, 5, 7. So basically, this is the most important line. If you look closely, here you are getting here if p of I is equal to 0, I is a prime. Now you can do it anything, like you can collect these prime numbers in a vector or anything. That we'll see the code again. Now let's come back to our question. Something got better. Just a minute. Is my screen visible to you? Are you able to see the code?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Now the second most important part for every code is the time complexity. Now, why we did so much hard work to find the prime numbers, we'll get to know right over here. It is a little complex because of math, not that much complex as it. So I'll just go through it again. So what we are doing is, for every number 2, I'm just marking it as a multiples. So right, so I'll start again. So there is a loop, if I'm not wrong, I plus plus. So n will definitely come into the picture for sure over here. So we cannot ignore that. N into. So what we are doing earlier, inside this, So we are doing is if P of I is equal to 0, right? So basically if it is a prime. So if it is a prime, we are running a loop to its multiples, which is I into j, something like this, and mark, quite simple it is. The code. So if I is a prime, mark multiples. Okay. So one, let's see. So for 2, how many multiples will be there for n number n? So you can directly get a formula n by 2. It's very simple. For 100 there will be always 50 because 2, 4, 6, 8. It's a formula that you can remember also and it's normal thing. So for 3, how many multiples will be there till n will be n by 3. It is clear, it's very basic maths, right? For 4, it will be n by 4 and so on. So basically, if you want to find the number of multiples of x inside a area n, it will be always n by x. Now, one thing we already optimized it, that we are running it only for prime number. Okay, so let's do it like this. So what we are doing is, for 2, it will be run to n by 2 times. Then for 3, it will be n by 3. I'm talking about this inside loop, because what is loop, this inside condition is doing it, it's just marking the multiples. So when I is equal to 2, it will run n by 2 times. Then 3, it will run n by 4 3 times. Then 5, then n by 7. Okay, I'll just take n common. 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3, 1 by 5 plus 1 by 7 till 1 by n. Okay, now I'm not that good at mathematics for sure. So this is a harmonic, this series you can solve using the formula. I don't remember right now, but there is some formula in Taylor series. If you remember in 12th class, you must be knowing. Here, this you can Google about it. Basically, it's a Taylor series, and this factor will come up to log of log n. And even if you're not able to think of this, I can tell you a very basic simple thing. Let's add something like this, n into, so this is n by 2 plus n by 3 plus n by 5 plus n by 7 plus n by n. Now this is because we are only marking the multiples for prime number. Okay, let's think here, if we would have marked multiples of every number, the answer would have been same. But now this will be like n by 2 plus n by 3. Also for we are marking multiples of n by 4, n by 5 till n by n, right? So 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3 plus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 5. This I know here, this is a logarithmic series. So it will be n log n. So this would have been n log n if you would have marked, basically if you would have marked the multiples for all the numbers, not only for even prime numbers. So then it would have been n log n. But as you have optimized, because you are only marking the multiples for prime number, you get something like this. And this formula turns out to be log of log n by some Taylor series. So overall complexity will be n of log n for the particular solution. And if you see clearly, it is a very small factor. If so, one way we are doing it like this, and if would have marked for every number, it would have been n log n. There is a very small difference in these two numbers, and it will not cost us much during competitive coding. So you can remember, if you can remember, you can just simply use here, it will be n of log n to find the C. Now let's compare it. So let's see here, will we get TLE or not? So if n will be 10 to the power 5, so it will be 10 to the power 5 into log 10 to the power 5 will be 10 to the power 5 into log of, it was around 20 I guess, and log of 20 is 4, I guess 3 or 4 times, 5 times, 3, 4 times, 4 point something, 10.5 into 4 point something, and that's like 5. So it will be 10 to the power 5, which will pass. It was also getting passed by n root n. Now let's see for n is equal to 10 to the power 6. So if it would have been n root n, then it was 10 to the power 9 TLE. but now it is 10 to the power, our complexity is n log of log n. This is inside this. So again 10 to the power 6 into log of 10 to the power 6. This is around, I guess, 25. I'm not sure this, but they are not more than 25. So again, it will be around 4 point something. 10 to the power 6 into, let's say, 5. So it will be 5 10 to the power 6. It will not give you TLE, it will get a green tick. So that's how sieve help us. So you can create a sieve till 10 to the power 7. Because even 10 to the power 7 would be around 10 to the power 7 into log of 10 to the power 7. So it will be also around, I guess, 6 or 7. Basically, it will also get passed. So you can always generate prime numbers till 1 to 10 to the power 7. 10 to the power 8 may you might get TLE. Depends. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, is there any faster algorithm than C to find prime number?
Sorry.
Sir, is there more faster algorithm than Sieve to find prime number?
Here I have not used it. There might be, I guess, Miller-Rabin is one algorithm. I'll just cover in the future session because it's already been 3 years for me to left coding. I'll just find, but right now we are doing it step by step. So first we solved it in n, then we solved it in n root n, then we are able to solve it in n of log of n. But this is the most common thing that you will use to find the sieve. There is also a called
Sir.
Yes.
Sir, I would like to know, sir, of what maximum size array that we can declare in competitive or online editors in competitive programming.
Good question. So it will be max up to 10 to the power. Some compilers will allow you to create 10 to the power 8, and that too, I guess, Boolean, but not more than 10 to the power 8 for sure. So you will notice no question will come where you will be requiring 10 to the power 9 memory. And if you are requiring, then you are thinking in a wrong way. You have to solve it in some other way. So that's how.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Right. So now this seems very simple. It was not complex, and that's how an algorithm is always simple. But the questions are always tricky. They might come directly also. We are just print prime numbers from 1 to n. Okay, but it's not always the case. You can get tough questions also and some tricky, but they will always revolve around these algorithms. Let's discuss one question.